Hello, guys, and welcome back to Purgatory. Where today, because I'm bored and I have no other video ideas that I could do without a really long script, I will be taking tropes too seriously, because that's what all I'm really good at. The phrase, "it's not that deep," is my personal
worst enemy.
I am of the correct opinion that everything's that deep. Maybe, you know what, you're right, it's not that deep. It's deeper. It's deeper than you understand or than you want. It's deep. So like I always do, I'm starting a new series. Shut up. First of all, shut up. I can start as many series as I want. A series can be just 2 videos. So, yeah, a new series of taking tropes too seriously. I don't know which one we're doing today. You know before I know, but that's also not true because you'll see this after. We don't gotta say everything that comes to our head. I got a wheel. Oh, I should screen record. But I have a wheel. Currently, it's on Angst Without a Happy Ending. I will not be doing a video on that because the video will take 1 second. Here it is right now. You get 2 in 1. Oh, it says with or without. I'm going without. Angst Without a Happy Ending. I'm gonna take it too seriously. How do I feel about it? Bad. I feel bad about it. I think you're evil. I think you like pain. I think that you need to go to therapy. Now, Angst with a happy ending. I think you're a person of taste. I think you understand. I think you get it. But no, we won't be doing that one. So, and don't look over here. I have a lot of tropes, and I'm just gonna have to spin until I land on one I don't like or something. Well, I guess taking tropes too seriously, I can still go into it if I like it. We'll be doing whatever I want. Let's go. No. Oh. Love at first sight. I thought it was going to land on jealousy. I think it was jealousy. Was what it's at, right? I was about to get mad. I don't want to get into that right now. Though it would have been probably easier than this one will be. What is it? Love at first sight? Let's get into it. The trope of a love at first sight. How do I feel about it? On a scale of 1 to 10. I don't know. I shouldn't have given myself the scale that I knew I couldn't use. I do not like the trope love at first sight. I think it sucks. I think it's lame. I think it's overused, overplayed. But while I may hate, I'm not a hater. Maybe that's not true. I think even now it's kind of a popular trope, and I could be wrong. None of this is scripted, so this is off the top of my dome. I'm not claiming to be smart here. I think even now with like book talk and everything, even in the year 2025, I think we still go into the love at first sight trope a lot, even in like the dark romance or whatever you want to call it. I hate that term, by the way. It's not romance. Don't call it dark romance when it's not romance to begin with, but whatever. How about instead of dark romance, it's romanticized abuse? Because we won't get into that right now. I should add that. Wait. Yeah, dark romance is technically a trope, right? I think people like it even now, even in things like dark romance, which may not seem like it makes a lot of sense, but I think love at first sight is the most loved trope, probably, because it doesn't always have to be in the same way of like, oh, you see someone and like all of a sudden there's music playing in the background and you're like, oh my god, this person's the most beautiful person I've ever, or whatever. It can come in so many different shapes and forms. And I think, and I know I should probably try to dive a little deeper into this before I get to this point, but my brain is not the best ever. So I think the reason people love at first sight so much, why they see love at first sight and then it becomes love at first sight, is because of, and oh, I'm about to get a little crazy here. Stay with me. Don't leave yet, okay? Okay. Because of the lack of community now and the lack of understanding of what love maybe should look like, because love is all opinion. That's the thing. You can't be like, oh, they don't love you because of this. Because even like abusive love, you could argue that that is love because love is an opinion. There is no fact of what love is. Love is a complete social construct, a human construct that we have come up with. It is an opinion. It is not a fact. But what is a fact is that we have a lack of community in the world right now, and a lack of understanding of what healthy love is. And of course, again, healthy is also kind of an opinion, but you know what I feel like most of us have the same mindset of what healthy means, you know? In a world where we are so lonely, where we see romance as the ideal, as the most important relationship, or we're like, out of all relationships, which is the most important? Romance. And how people will look for a boyfriend or a girlfriend or whatever, a husband or a wife, faster than a friend. It makes sense that people would run into something like love at first sight, because also they don't have to work for it. In my opinion, what love means is something I have never heard anyone else echo, anyone else agree with, except for my friend, and that's a giant reason why we are friends, because we're very passionate about these things. I think love is when you are friends first. I think, which you can kind of see why I wouldn't like this then. When you're friends first and you get to know someone and you are like, I want to stay around this person because I like them as a person. Because we're just friends. I'm not here trying to get a relationship. I was living my life. They were living their life. We bumped into each other, like doing something that we have in common, or maybe don't have in common, whatever. We ran into each other and we're like, I like you and I want to be involved in your life. And then you guys become friends. You enjoy each other's company. And then you are friends for years, and then one day you are just like, I care for you so much, I just want to get that bit closer, that much closer. If there is a version of closeness that we have not done yet, that we can still do, that is what I want, because that is how much I like you, how much I care for you. I want to go that next step. That is what love is to me, because I do not believe you can really, truly... Yeah, you can love how you feel around someone, around a person, but you cannot love someone if you do not know the someone, like, at all. Like, if you don't know the someone, you can't love the someone. What do you love about them if you don't know anything about them? So that's why I don't think love at first sight makes sense. I understand lust at first sight or whatever, and I know that some people don't take it too seriously. You know, like, they're like love at first sight. They say it like in a fun way. You know what I mean? It's like, ooh, I saw them in love at first sight. They were so pretty. And they know that they don't actually love them. It was just, I'm pretty sure I've done that. And that's fine. It's just, it's a really big pet peeve of mine. I say pet peeve, but it's really more than that. When people believe that anyone can really fall in love with someone that fast. It's not possible. And it makes sense that in a world where we see, that's what I'll go back to what I was talking about earlier, in a world where we see romantic love as the most important kind of love, because of the lack of community. Because if we had community, we wouldn't see romantic love as the most important kind of love, because we would realize how deeply important just about every other kind of love is. I'm not saying that romantic love isn't nice and that you shouldn't do it or whatever. I'm saying it doesn't make sense to me that like a friendly kind of love wouldn't be the most important, because it's kind of the foundation for everything. You can go in any direction after having a friendly kind of love with someone. Any direction that you want. Community does not just mean starting a family, getting a husband or a wife, and then having kids. It means knowing your neighbors. It means taking care of the community around you, taking care of the homeless people that you see around, working to help others. I can't think of anything all of a sudden, like volunteering places to help the community, starting a garden, giving the excess out to people in need, saying that your neighbor just had a death in the family, and saying, maybe I can help financially for the funeral. Do you want me to show up? Do you want me to come and do some housework for you? Like, because we value romantic love so much over any other form of love because of the lack of community. Of course, we would love something like love at first sight. Because of the importance placed on romantic love, people often feel terrified, scared, stressed out if they don't find a partner by a certain age, or if they haven't had a boyfriend or a girlfriend yet, or whatever, as if it has anything to do with anything. What would be concerning is if you hadn't had any friends, any kind of something like that. Because really, okay, this is what it boils down to. What is the difference between friends and lovers. Some people may say, oh, there's a harsh line. Some people may say there's just about no line. That's the thing. This is all opinion. But I think we can agree on a lot of things. And for me, I do have to admit the line between friends and lover is extremely thin. Well, then also lover is kind of different than being in a relationship with someone, but you know what I mean. We'll say things like, and I know not everyone believes this, but we'll say things like you can have sex with someone and not be in love with them. But then if someone is like, oh, we're friends and we have sex, it's like, okay, well then you're together. But then at the same time, friends with benefits exist. It seems that people aren't very consistent with their beliefs. Not just in this, but in a lot of things. There is such a rush to get into a relationship. Especially placed on women, like, you know, you're gonna be a cat lady in your 30s, and then with men, it's like, if you have a woman, if you have a bitch, whatever, which is crazy. The whole meme of no bitches, as funny as it is, it's so misogynistic, but it is funny, I gotta admit. With men, it's like, if you don't have a woman or whatever, then like, are you really a man? You know, like whatever. It's all so weird and also so gendered. We place so much complications on things like love when it should be the most simple thing in the world. That's also what irritates me so much. So many people think that they have like a simple outlook on love, but they really have an exorbitant amount of requirements that they don't even understand why they have them. That's like height is usually a really big thing for people. Like maybe a man wouldn't want a woman taller than him, but a woman requires like a man taller than her. And for what? And for why though? Why though? Because that's what I'm attracted to. But why though? It goes back to what I say in just about every single video. This is what happens when you don't think deeply into everything that you believe. Just think about and dive deep and ask yourself question after question after question. And certain things and everything until you reach the very bottom and cannot dig anymore. It's scary, but if you're going to be in society and around people, you kind of need to do it unless you don't care about worsening the world, I guess. I know the reason behind just about everything I enjoy and do not enjoy. That is what has helped me to know what I need to go to therapy for, what I need to work on. Like, you need to figure out these things and then figure out if these things are harmful or not, if you need to work on these things or not, and in what way. I recommend a lot of people actually go to therapy for this, just because I think a lot of people, I don't know what it was, but I think I was given some kind of blessing in being able to do this alone and like with myself. I started with, and I don't really like this term now, but this is what it was called. This is what I did to kind of get here. It's kind of like how we don't start with the best steps, but it still gets us to like a good point, you know what I mean? With something called shadow work. And I had a journal, and it was my shadow journal, and I would just write, I would find prompts online, and I would write about them. And you don't have to write about them, but it can be good to document it just so that you don't forget. And that, because like if you do forget, then you can just go read it again. It's important to remember why you're doing it. We're doing it to learn about ourselves, to see what we need to change and what we can or should or shouldn't or whatever keep. This is about you as a person. Yeah, it will affect others, but it's also about you. And this will help you to understand yourself so much more, and it will give you so much more freedom in life because, and going off a little bit, the reason why I recommend a therapist here is because, well, one, some people just can't do this stuff by themselves. But then two, it can get scary because you can realize some things about yourself that you weren't ready to, that you didn't want to, and you need to be able to cope with that. I've learned that the hard way. I actually just got a book the other day that I was kind of making fun of lightly, but would be good for something like this. When I find it, I'll find, I don't have it right now, but I'll find it and put a clip in the video right now. Okay, so I just looked through the book, actually, like literally just now, 11:16 at night, 5/15/2025. I don't know why I told you that. And I've come to the conclusion that maybe I do not recommend this book, at least for beginners, because you need to know, like, red flags, things that are kind of pointless to ask for. But maybe it's actually good for beginners. Like, it takes itself very seriously. My pledge
I, blank, joyfully pledge on this day to embark on a journey of self-discovery and kindness. I promise to navigate this realm with a spirit of curiosity and gentle honesty. I recognize that I am a tapestry of laughter, tears, strengths, and fears, and I lovingly commit to honoring each thread. Signature, start date, completion date. There's really no point to that. It has prompts, like below you'll find quotes from Carl Jung, I think is how you say his name. He's the one that created like the shadow work idea. Read each quote as if it were a writing prompt and write what you interpret his quote to mean. I really don't think that's going to help us do what the point was here. The next one is below is a list of some potential benefits of shadow work. Under each benefit, write what improvements or changes you'd like to see in that area of your life. Identify what's missing, what needs improvement, and how you hope it will change. It seems nice. But it's just like increased self-awareness, healing of past traumas. And then later, hold on, it keeps talking about like basically how good shadow work is. Like before shadow work, running to negative forms of comfort. After shadow work, remembering your why when tempted. Like I don't, it kind of gives off like, almost like this can like cure mental illness vibes. You know, yeah, see then here, it says draw your shadow. What? It really just isn't as helpful as I thought it was. If you want it, it's called Shadow Growth Journal. I got it at Target, so you should be able to find it. But just looking up shadow work prompts online, I think, are a lot better. I just looked up the first link I pressed, someone on Reddit, under the subreddit Shadow Work. And I find it much better than this. What emotion do you try to avoid feeling the most? How do you typically react when I feel this emotion? You know what it means. And then what negative emotion do I feel most comfortable with? Do I cling to this emotion because it feels normal? Is your inner voice kind or critical? What are the things that it says to you most often? Is your inner voice truly your, just stuff like that. How do you think people see you? How does that make you feel? Much better than this, to be entirely honest. Because at first I thought maybe it's good for beginners because it's kind of, not to be mean, but like selfish. Rather than like asking things like this, and it says, do you respect other people's boundaries? What are your core values? Are you living in alignment? Okay. Oh yeah, in alignment with your core values. I thought it was going to get weird for a second. I didn't mean to go on this rant, but this is just weird. I don't think I recommend this. I could do a separate video on it if you want, just talking about it, but practice inner child art therapy. Yeah. So just look up prompts online.
In a world with all of these things, it makes sense why love at first sight would be so wanted. I keep trying to get to a certain point and then I just keep yapping about something else. People are scared to be lonely. They are terrified of being alone. They're terrified of being alone, being lonely, and being alone with their thoughts. We live in a world where society needs constant distractions from everything because things are so stressful. Life is so stressful now, and a lot of that is not our fault. There are no, what is it called? Like, is it second places, third places, spaces, whatever, where basically there is nowhere that you can go besides work and your house, and then for like, I was gonna say for free, but you know what I mean. You can really just go home to work or pay to go somewhere else. There's nowhere you can really go without paying. When me and my sister go to the river, we have to pay for a pass. We can't even go into the outside and see water, moving water without having to pay for it. So my point is that we have no like what the third spaces or whatever. And so how are we even supposed to meet people? A big source of stress is the lack of money, is having to constantly work and having no time to do anything else, not even take care of yourself, much less go outside. And then when we have no third spaces, how are you even supposed to go outside and do anything? People don't have the money or the resources or the time or anything to be going and meeting people like we may have however long ago. Of course, we would want something like love at first sight where you don't have to work for the love. You don't have to earn it. You don't have to wait for it. It is just instantaneous. Where you can just lock eyes with someone. They look at you. You look at them. And both of you are like, oh, I'm in love with you. And now everything's going to be hunky-dory, great. No, not angst with a happy ending, just immediate happy ending. And that's just not realistic. But it makes sense. It makes complete sense that we would be so terrified of being lonely and alone with our thoughts. People are terrified to be alone with their thoughts. And have to just sit with themselves because of how hard life is. And so we want We want things like instantaneous love and ride or dies. I should add that to the list. That's why I think a lot of friendships are garbage and aren't actually friendships. It's just a relationship. It's not a friendship, because a friendship is like it's a kinship. It's like you care for the other person and for their life and their happiness and their state, their health. And being a ride or die is not that. I'm going into other tropes on accident, and it's pissing me off because that also reminds me of unconditional love. I don't think any love should be unconditional, even with your kids. I mean, you should still take care of them because that's still your job. That's literally your job. So. But as for love, unconditional love is insane. It should be conditional. If your partner went and murdered an innocent person, raped an innocent person, your love isn't conditional. You're not gonna fall out of love with them after they did that. That's crazy. And I don't even mean like immediately. You know what I mean? Like, you can't control love a lot of the time. I think I haven't thought about it too much. But if that wouldn't make you fall out of love, someone that you love being a terrible person and hurting other people, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna say there's something wrong with you, because I guess that sounds like I'm shaming you. But like, I also feel like no one listens when you say you need help. But that's it. Then you genuinely need help because I'm worried about you. Genuinely. I'm not being like, oh, because you're a terrible person too. You need genuine help. You deserve it. That's the thing. Like, people think I'm shaming a lot. And like, even if I am, my point is, at the end of the day, no matter what, you as a human being deserve help to become better for you and for everyone else. Yes, but for you too, because you're a person who deserves it. You deserve to be healthy and happy. And you deserve help. We should all be able to access the help that we need. And we should be able to access it for free. Just being able to look at someone one day and then all of a sudden you are in love with them. They're in love with you. And you don't have to work for anything. You don't have to earn anything. There's no work being put into that. And then now you just have that comfort of being with someone so that now you don't have to be lonely or alone or afraid by yourself. It's all because of the lack of community. Because if we had community, you wouldn't be alone. You wouldn't be lonely. You just wouldn't have the romantic love, which is, again, what is romantic love? Like kissing? Fucking? Because that's also the thing. I have had friends in which I would not mind kissing them or having sex with them, but I was not romantically attracted to them. So really, what is romantic attraction, though? What is romantic love? If not just a friendship, and then maybe you don't want to kiss your friends, so maybe that's your line. If you don't want to kiss your friends, then maybe that is what romantic love is. So romantic love is having a friend that you kiss. You know what I mean? And that's fine. But the point is why is romantic love so sought out? I know why it is. I just explained. But if we had community, you would have friends. You would have people who would hear that you are in need and help you. You would have your village, your community, the people around you, online, in person, coming to you and being like, I hear that you're struggling here. These people can help you financially. These people can help you if you need help in the middle of the night. These people can help you with chores. These people can help you with this. And you're like, oh, I just... like, this was just like a small thing, or this is just something that everyone goes through. I didn't know that so many people would be there for me. That's normal. Like that is what it should be. That is healthy. That is what should happen. It is abnormal that you live in a house and you don't know your neighbor, that you live in your house and you don't know the people that live around you, that you don't talk to them, that you don't go and try to help them, that they don't go and try to help you. This is weird. We live in a weird world and a weird time. We live in a time that's so weird that we like things like love at first sight because we are just that lonely and sad and alone. And that's really it. It's went on a long... I really feel like that's just it. I feel like I kind of just said everything. I talk about this all the time. You can see I didn't even pick this myself. It just popped up, which is so funny because this is my most popular like point of conversation and argument and everything, I always talk about, that's my main point. And I am aware that you can like things and like tropes without necessarily wanting them. But there's always a reason why you will enjoy something or not enjoy something. There is always a reason why we like and dislike things. If you think that there isn't for you, that's just because you do not know yours. You do not know your reason. But that scientifically there has to be something. We don't live in a vacuum. Love at first sight and the soulmate AU go hand in hand. The reason why I won't go into the soulmate AU is because it is a little bit different in the way that it is worse. It's basically like love at first sight without any consent. It's basically like love at first sight, non-consensual version. Like it's worse. So we won't get into it now because I've already been yapping for like now 32 minutes right now. But a lot of tropes feed into each other. That's the thing, because they kind of all have the same reason why people like them. So it makes sense that they're kind of all put together. I'm not saying I haven't read fics with love at first sight and not enjoyed them, but there's just always something lacking. Something just boring. Just, like you can read something and enjoy it, but like I think you should figure out why you enjoy something or dislike something, because it'll help you. And in the end, it will help you, even in ways you never would have guessed, because you'll actually understand yourself as a person. I think that is the easiest way to get to know yourself, is just to recognize like when you are liking something or disliking something or whatever, and then asking yourself why. And I'm not saying it's necessarily easy, but it is that easy. It's as easy as just digging and asking. And it's not easy doing it, but it's necessary. It's vital. And it's what we should all do. And that's actually why, watch me get hate for saying this. That's why Republicans are the way that they are. Why MAGA is the way that they are. Why Trump is the way that he is. They don't ask themselves these questions. They don't dig into themselves like this. That's why they keep using the word freedom. The freedom to basically remain ignorant. They don't want to know. They don't care to know. They just want to exist, to be able to do what they want. And the thought that they would have to sit down alone with their own thoughts, and basically it's all because of ignorance. If you learn about yourself, you are not ignorant. You are not ignorant to yourself. You now know yourself. A lot of people are scared of that, even if they don't realize it. But we should do it anyway. The reason why it's hard to do it is because of lack of community. So find someone, find people. Because while I started this journey, way before I met him, once I met my friend, that's really when I was able to cement all of my feelings into something, where I was able to be like, this is 100%, like, because I had help, basically. I had help. I had someone else to call me out on things that I didn't realize, to help me understand things I was struggling with, to guide me, because they already knew things that I didn't, or they could put it into, and they could say it in a way that I would understand where I didn't understand previously. We need community, because that is the only way we will get further into anything ever. Without community, we stay stagnant, we stay still, and we regress. We either stay stagnant and stay still, or we go in the opposite direction. We go back, because you can't move without help. Like you can't do things you can't do things in society. You can't function in a society without society, and I don't think we realize how many things are because of are involved with society. Because I mean, society is just human life. Society is just humans existing. So I'm probably getting confusing. I should probably stop. Go get that book that I said if you want to get started, I guess. I haven't completely looked at it. I'm not entirely endorsing it or anything. I bought it just because it seemed all right, and I wanted to go over it with my friend so that we could just see how we felt about it. But I haven't done that yet. Just look into it yourself. And again, I know it can be hard when you're getting into this for the first time to know what you should look out for and not. But, you know, mistakes and trial and error is all part of it. You can get that book. You can look into shadow work. That's all what started this. But it can be heavy. It can be difficult. So make sure you have a support system. Make sure you have friends or family or a therapist or all of them. Or if you have a partner, make sure that they're healthy. That they're healthy. It's not fun doing stuff like this with unhealthy people around you. And actually, it's pretty dangerous. You know you best, okay? So just do what you can. Do not shame yourself if you cannot go as fast as you want, as far as you want. As long as you're working on it, you're working on it. As long as you're trying, you know? And sometimes we need to call ourselves out and work a little bit harder. Sometimes we need to call ourselves out, work a little hardless. A little less hard. Hardless? That's crazy. But I don't need to turn this into this spiel. You guys already know. I say this all the time. I always say this. The trope of love at first sight. I think I succeeded in taking it too seriously. Mission accomplished. I will take everything too seriously. I will take everything seriously. Nothing is small to me. Nothing is light to me. Everything's that deep to me on this channel, in this space here. Everything is that deep. If you say it's not that deep, you don't belong here. Everything is that deep. I'm gonna put on a shirt. It's gonna be merch. I'm gonna make that my merch. It's gonna be everything is that deep. Because it is. At the end of the day, everything's that deep. I think I need to be on medication. Thank you so much for listening to my yapping today. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you didn't, let me know why you didn't. But don't be mean. Because I can't deal with that anymore, okay? If you made it to this part of the video, thank you so much for watching. Oh my god. I'm flattered. I had to move the camera because my camera died at the end of the video. Hey, well, at least it's at the end of the video, I guess, actually. And if you did indeed make it as part of the video, comment a heart emoji and a little sus emoji. I wouldn't say the smirk emoji, not the smirk emoji, like the little sus, like looking to the side. Because why not? And we did just get into like the difference between like loves and stuff. That was an accent, by the way. I did not mean to make it make sense like that. I'm just that good. If you made it to this part of the video, comment the heart emoji and the little sus emoji. If you like this video, press the like button. And if you didn't like this video and you thought it was terrible, that I had bad takes, and that this wasn't in good faith, or whatever, you don't agree, press the like button. Because unfortunately for you, not for me. Never has, never will. It's not there. It's only the like button, baby. So if you hated this, press the like button. If the dislike that button doesn't exist, never will. Thank you so much to everyone who made it to this part of the video, who listened to me literally just yap. Because I'm probably going to be doing that more often, and I'm just appreciating it. Thank you for giving me your time. Let me know what you thought, and I guess I can show you my new pet. It's not going to be too exciting, just letting you know. New pet alert.
Huh?
New pet alert. Should I just let you guys guess what it is? No, I'll tell you. These are pipevine swallowtail eggs. I just got them yesterday. 2 actually have hatched. The other one didn't. I got 3. Only 2 hatched. And I am concerned that the 3rd one will not because the egg looks dead. Best part of that is I didn't order eggs. I ordered caterpillars. So if it did die, that's on the company. But do remember to be a good person and not a bad one, obviously. Because it is the one law of this kingdom, the one singular rule and law of this kingdom, and it's not that hard, and you know it. And also remember that I will not see you, but you will see me next time. Of course, because again, that's how videos work. And if you want to get serious for a second, it is that easy, but it also isn't. Goodness is something that we choose every single day. It is not something we are born with. It is something that we work towards. And it is a choice. And it is something that you work towards every single day. So do not feel hopeless if you do not think that you are good or a decent person, because you have time. If you have one day, you have time. And it is a choice. You can always choose it. It is never too late. Thank you. Bye. See, now I'm thinking about fanfic. Can I have anything? Like anything? Now I can't think because I'm thinking about fanfic. Like, why, though? How does that make... We live in a world where people are scared not to be in a relationship. Where people are genuinely scared. I see a bird. Oh. It's a bird. I've started feeding the birds. It's nice. Hello, little birdie. Do you see me? What was I saying? Uh-oh.